Hello, welcome to LMU Community TV News. I'm Ashley Hurley. Thank you for joining us. Another academic school year for the J. Frank White Academy officially closed this past Saturday. The class of 2015 graduated inside the Sam and Sue Mars Performing Arts Center here on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. 11 graduates crossed the stage to receive their diplomas presented by Principal Jared Boster, JFWA Athletic Director Bobby Lockhart, and Miss Shelley Ayers. The J. Frank White Academy was founded in 1989 and is a college preparatory school located on the campus of LMU. It is fully accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. The Academy is now located in the Farshannock Hall, the former home to Math and Sciences at Lincoln Memorial University. In February, the Academy celebrated its 25th anniversary, and still today, just as much as when they first opened, they strive for excellence and continue moving forward. At the DeBus College of Osteopathic Medicine, first-year medical students hold a memorial ceremony to honor their first patients, the cadavers they study in anatomy lab. This year, dozens of students, faculty, and family members of donors attended that ceremony that took place last Wednesday behind the Hamilton Math and Science building. From the first days in their anatomy course, students are encouraged to treat the cadavers with dignity. Reverend Robert Jackson speaks of this dignity during his benediction.
It's a sobering exercise to think about how we would like to be remembered after our own death. The physical death of our own body will come to each of us. I trust that we all, from time to time, think about what's next after our spirit leaves our body. It's challenging to balance the needs of daily living and our aspirations and goals with seeking the eternal. It's a noble thing for people to do good that will continue to help others long after their own end. Each and every person relates to the donors with impeccable dignity. The medical students in particular relate to these, their first medical school professors and patients, not only with respect, but with reverence.
Donors' memorial ceremonies are long-standing traditions at many medical schools, giving the students the opportunity to show their appreciation for the contribution to their study. DCOM students prepared poems, speeches, special music that was followed by a memorial wall viewing. The memorial wall is also located behind the Hamilton Math and Science building. Before the ceremony took place, handouts were given to those in attendance, and inside it reads, "The memorial is gratefully dedicated by the class of 2017 to the individuals who have given life through their donation." Firefighters from 3 states representing 10 departments met over the weekend to participate in rural firefighting training. To give us some insight into their weekend, we spoke with the fire prevention officer here on campus, Jamie Snow.
Firefighters Conference is kind of the brainchild of Frank Brooks. He's a firefighting training officer up in Lee County, Virginia. He called us, and it was his idea to have a get-together of all the area departments in the Tri-State area. Different departments have different personnel, different equipment, and even though they do the same things, each department does things a little differently. And it was to kind of correlate so that all the departments are on the same page should they need to be called for mutual aid. Say a department from Lee County needs mutual aid from one in Claiborne County, so that they're all talking the same lingo and they all understand what each other's doing. So in any first response, the 2 main factors are speed of response and effectiveness of response, and this will help to facilitate so that we have better responses from our firefighters. There are going to be, I think, 4 different blocks for the 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, while we're having training. One of the classes is going to be fire break. The Park Service is going to be putting that on in the woods back behind the campus there, showing how to train folks how to clear the ground and make a fire break should there be a fire in the woods or, in a forest or whatever. Another one is water facilitation. I'm probably not saying that right, but different ways. Let's say if your nearest water source to a fire is a pond or a stream, how to, dredge water from there, or set up what I call the little swimming pools that the fire departments do, and also to have water trucks moving in, moving out to be able to fight a fire with water. The training facility over Middlesboro is going to be doing some training over there, and they're also going to be pulling in it's a trailer, but it simulates a live burn on the inside of a building. And firefighters are going to be going in there and training in it to put fires out in an inside facility too. So it's, you've got some outside, you've got some inside in buildings, and also how fire trucks, water trucks work in unison to get water sources to put out fires.
Officer Snow was approached with the idea that led to the joint training session. There were anywhere from 75 to 150 firefighters actively participating in the training session this past weekend. The Lincoln Memorial University College of Veterinary Medicine recently announced that Dr. John Daciano, Professor of Theriogenology, was selected as the next Associate Dean for Academic Affairs for the college. Dr. Daciano took over his new role on April 1st. He joined Lincoln Memorial University as a Professor of Theriogenology and Director of the Large Animal Clinical Skills in August of 2014. He has over 25 years of educational experience with veterinary colleges and has received teaching awards from his time as a tenured associate professor at Virginia Tech. Dr. Daciano has held several previous leadership roles after receiving his Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree from the University of Pennsylvania in 1988. Following, he became board certified with the American College of Theriogenologists and the American Board of Veterinary Practitioners. Now, coming up after the break, we conclude the exclusive interview with Dr. Gary Burchett on the Canto program, so stick around, you don't want to miss it.
They'll test you, try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Welcome back. Today is concluding our exclusive interview with Dr. Gary Burchett. He is the second vice chairman of LMU's Board of Trustees. He recently took the time to sit down and talk with us about the Canto program that takes place right here on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. He concludes his story with us today.
Over the summers, the group increased in size to 50, and then we had a during the year seminar type thing that was shorter than a semester, and then we had a full semester, and I think we have a full semester almost now. Currently on our campus in Harrogate, we have over 70 students, and in the meantime, it became co-ed. It became a school that would, for the first time, admit boys in over 100 years of its existence. And I grew to know and love the Matsudaira family. Dariush, who is now in charge in some form and fashion of bringing those students here. The first time I met him was in Japan. He was 9 years old. and he himself was a student in London, England, and was home for the holidays. So I have a long friendship with the Matsudaira family, and really proud to be very significantly involved in the startup of the LMU Kanto partnership, because that's what it is. They come here very trusting. They love the beautiful green and the waters and the mountains and all the peace and serenity that we have. It's a far cry from one of the largest cities in the world, in Tokyo. So I'm proud of the Kanto program. I know they're proud to be affiliated with us, and every time I have a chance to sit and talk, there's nothing but fond memories. We've had partnerships. World School has come out of it, where we've sent our own students, our own faculty and staff to Japan to teach. They have sent teachers here, and I don't know of a better foreign exchange program than the LMU Kanto partnership. I hope that helps you become a little better acquainted.
We do hope that you enjoyed this 4-part series interview with Dr. Burchett. You can also find this interview in its entirety on our Facebook page at LMU-TV. The Community Wellness Program at the DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine was established with the purpose of encouraging those in the community to maximize their potential in all aspects of life. Professor and Dean of Preventative Medicine, Dr. Howard Teitelbaum, explains the program and what the expectations are for the future.
The people here in the surrounding areas and the 3 counties and the 3 states to think of DCOM as their medical school. And so when they think of health and they think of wellness, we want them to think of us. And this program is an example of doing that. Now we know that wellness, as much as programs, is also a part of one's behavior. And we think if we can influence their behavior early, we'll have a better chance of having well people as they mature into their later years. And that's what the start of this program tries to do.
With the launch of the program, a lot of good work is being done throughout the community. First-year medical student Dr. Juan Carubin explains the ages that the program is currently impacting.
3 months, and a lot of DO students have responded quite favorably to this opportunity because it gives us an opportunity to engage people in health and wellness education. So it gives us the opportunity to practice bedside manner across the continuum, because we do engage pre-K through 12 in the schools here in Claiborne County, and also the elderly adults in a couple of senior centers. So we engage people on a weekly basis. We've provided 1,500 contact hours in the 3 months we've been active, and a little over 200 volunteer hours have been served by the DO students, by the PA students, and master's students here at DCOM that have been willing to contribute and donate their time.
Because the groups travel throughout the area to present the program, we asked how they format their time with their groups while they're together.
The format of the sessions, the education sessions, is half an hour didactic, so that would include the topic of the day. We've taught the dangers of sugary drinks, healthy heart, a mind boost. So really we're focusing on a lot of wellness fundamentals here. And then we also have handouts and newsletters to take home for the kids, so they have the opportunity to be an educator. So that's a secondary benefit of the intervention. And then after that, then we promote physical activity, so we have 30 minutes thereafter, or even longer, either related to the topic at hand or just something to get them moving, because first we want to engage them in health and wellness didactic education, and second, promote physical activity, because one without the other cannot spell good health. So.
And with the current summer break, they are looking forward to starting up their program again this fall. May is Older Americans Month, a time to honor older adults and celebrate their contributions to our communities and our nation. It's a yearly event going back to 1963, when President John F. Kennedy designated May as Senior Citizens Month, which later was renamed Older Americans Month. Senior Citizens Director Donna Williams tells us about the exciting day that they planned for the members of senior citizens right here in Claiborne County.
One of our seniors belongs to a motorcycle club, and he said he would see if he could get the trikes to come to ride our seniors on the trike. So they are here today riding our seniors, and one of our workers at the center that delivers meals, he's in a bluegrass band, and he said, we'll see if we can't get our band together and come. So they're here, and everything's just falling in place, and we're really excited about it. We offer recreational activities, we offer health screenings and health education, physical fitness. Our seniors really enjoy physical fitness. They do a lot of things at the center, like the corn toss and the horseshoes, and they bowl and just a lot of different things. And we're very active. We have May calendar or monthly calendars that tells you every day what we do. We have bingo and just a lot of different things.
Seniors do bring much value to local communities through volunteering their time and their resources. There are more than 20 million senior volunteers who give nearly 3 billion hours of their service annually. Lincoln Memorial University will partner with Remote Area Medical, also known as RAM, for its 6th clinic on Saturday, June 6th and Sunday, June 7th. The Community Outreach Project will provide free medical, dental, and vision and services to the underserved, uninsured, and underinsured and unemployed. LMU and RAM have provided $1,222,348 worth of services to 4,432 people since their first collaboration in 2006. The Tex Turner Arena parking lot will open at midnight, and numbers will begin to be distributed at 3 a.m. The clinic will open at 6 a.m. each day, and all services are rendered on a first-come, first-served basis with no eligibility requirements. Patients are encouraged to be there early by 3:30 a.m. and be prepared for inclement weather and long waits, and bring snacks and drinks to last throughout the day. Patients who are unable to stand for long periods of time are encouraged to bring a lawn chair with them. The patient entrance will be located at the lower level of Tex Turner Arena, which is behind the building. The lower level parking lot will be reserved for event staff and handicap parking only. All other parking will be in the upper parking lot. Shuttle buses will be running from that lot to the patient entrance, and that will last throughout the whole weekend. Now, for more information about services that are available at the LMU RAM, you can call 423-869-7162. And for more information about RAM, you can go to www.ramusa.org. Now, coming up after the break, we have another segment from the Veterinary Technology Program to share with you, and that's right after this.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all, we approach re-employment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Donate to Goodwill, where your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community.
Try to calm down. There's no reception. Everything's down. Try already. It's working. Well, just everything's down. He's on his way. Please. Is he okay? Laura. Please tell me he's okay. I need you to calm down. What? It's my baby. This is so bad. He's out there by himself.
Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan.
The Kentucky Mountain Laurel Festival is one of Kentucky's oldest festivals, and you can be a part of that tradition coming up this weekend. The 85th Mountain Laurel Festival will take place Thursday, May 21st through this Sunday, May 24th. The town of Pineville is preparing to accommodate guests as they celebrate the festival. All festival events are family-oriented and many are free and open to the public. Those that do require tickets are reasonably priced. Now, for more information, you can contact the Kentucky Mountain Laurel Festival office at 606-337-6103. Information is also available at the Bell County Chamber of Commerce. They can be reached at 606-248-1075, or you can find them on Facebook and Twitter. Now we're going to turn to a segment that is brought to you each week by the Veterinary Technology Program right here on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University.
Hi, I'm Whitney Holbrook, and I'm a veterinary medical technology student at LMU, and I'm here to talk to you about safety tips for your pet. With the summer quickly approaching, warmer weather is right around the corner. This could potentially create problems for our furry friends. So with these tips, you can reduce the risk of your pet developing harmful and potentially deadly effects of heat stroke. Number 1, always maintain an easy access to fresh water. Number 2, keep your pet in a shaded area or prevent exposure altogether if a heat advisory is in effect. Never leave pets unattended in an enclosed vehicle. Temperatures can reach the triple digits within a matter of minutes. If you see an animal left alone in a vehicle, do not hesitate to call animal control. It's always best to schedule outdoor activities such as routine walks in the mornings or in the evenings when the temperatures are cooler. Even if the temperatures are cooler, still check the temperature of the pavement, as these can cause burns to your pet's feet. Always keep an eye on swimming pets, as not all swimming pets are great swimmers. Be vigilant of signs of heat stroke. These can include bright red gums, balance problems, lethargy, labored breathing. If signs of heat stroke are evident, cool the pet off by placing them in a pool or a pond and call the veterinarian immediately. With these tips implemented, you and your pet can enjoy a carefree and safe summer.
You stay tuned next week for another segment from the Veterinary Technology Program. Now, last week, several former players, current players, several faculty from the past and present came together to say goodbye to a very special person, did they not?
They did. Athletic Director Roger Vanoy is retiring, and this past week the LMU community, as well as friends, colleagues, and current and former players, returned to the campus for a celebration for Athletic Director Roger Vanoy, as we said, who will be retiring in a few weeks. Vanoy has been with the university for over 30 years as either the women's basketball coach or athletic director. During his 25-year run as the women's basketball coach, he went 463 and 246. He won 7 conference championships and has 1 trip to the NCAA tournament. His 463 wins is most by any basketball coach in LMU history, men's or women's, and it still stands as 33rd most in Division II women's basketball. As an athletic director, he also has watched LMU bring home 14 South Atlantic Conference championships. 3 times one of the LMU teams were ranked number 1 in the nation, and the university has hosted conference championship tournaments in volleyball and softball, as well as the NCAA Southeast Regional Men's Basketball Tournament this past March. The Tennessee Smokies are still at home for the first part of this week. They're coming off a series with Montgomery in which they won 5 out of 6 with the Biscuits. They'll play host to the Jackson Generals on Tuesday and Wednesday. The game on Tuesday will start at 7:05, while Wednesday's game will be an early one and will start at 11:30 a.m. After Wednesday, the Smokies will travel to Montgomery, Alabama to once again play another 5-game series with the Biscuits. To keep up with the Smokies, go to SmokiesBaseball.com. Now, finally, we want to let you know of what's coming up in the next few weeks here on LMU Community TV News. Our news team has went through the summer movie releases from 1982 through 2014, and the next couple of weeks we'll be naming what we believe, in our opinion, is the biggest summer blockbuster movie of all time. We have narrowed the list to 96 movies and randomly drawn them into a bracket, which makes it sports related. Starting next week, we will start the tournament, and we will be discussing some of those matchups here on the news. Now, that is the summer blockbusters from the past. However, Joseph Lewis we'll bring you back to the present and let you know if the Avengers were victorious again this past weekend, or did Mad Max and a bunch of pitch-perfect singers end our hero's reign with the box office report right now.
Hello, I'm Joseph Lewis, bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Tops at the box office this weekend were led in an incredible financial upset by Pitch Perfect 2, opening to a whopping $70 million and immediately outgrossing the entire box office run of its predecessor over the course of 3 short days. The first film's massive home video following makes its follow-up success no surprise, but scoring such huge numbers at such a rapid pace is largely unprecedented for a mid-budgeted, PG-13 rated comedy sequel. Following at number 2 was the action extravaganza Mad Max Fury Road, starting its run with a more than respectable $44 million. And rounding out the top 3 was the former number 1 title, Avengers Age of Ultron, with $38 million, holding strong in the face of heavy competition, but still dropping 50% from last week. Age of Ultron has also risen in the charts to become the 8th highest grossing movie of all time worldwide, quickly joining Marvel's billion-dollar club alongside the first Avengers film and Iron Man 3. Coming to theaters this weekend to face the Pitch Perfect squad, Mad Max and the Avengers are 2 other new major releases: Disney's highly anticipated sci-fi fantasy Tomorrowland, starring George Clooney and directed by The Incredibles' Helmer Brad Bird, as well as Monster House director Gil Keenan's remake of the horror classic Poltergeist, starring Sam Rockwell, Rosemary DeWitt, and Mad Men's Jared Harris. Both films begin playing nationwide this Friday, May 22nd, with advanced Thursday night screenings in select theaters. In review this week is Mad Max Fury Road, George Miller's latest apocalyptic thrill ride that pillages its way onto the big screen an amazing 30 years since the last installment in the series. Filling in the role of Mad Max Rockatansky is Tom Hardy, whose brooding intensity and fierce determination bring the character to life in a way that's new, but still feels spiritually of a piece with Mel Gibson's original performance. Fury Road is unique among franchise films in that it's not exactly a sequel or a reboot, but rather takes what worked about the world and the stories from the previous films and creates a fully fleshed out standalone entry from those materials. In the distant future, after the world has collapsed into a desert wasteland and natural resources like water and oil have become increasingly rare, anti-hero Max is taken captive by the War Boys, a group of tyrannical zealots operating under the leadership of the gleefully cruel Immortan Joe. Meanwhile, Joe's chief commander, Imperator Furiosa, played by Charlize Theron, plots a rebellion by repurposing a routine search for resources into a last-ditch effort to escape for her and the other women under Joe's rule. From there, a chase ensues, during which Max is chained to a vehicle and serves as a particularly gruesome form of blood supply for Nicholas Holt's ravenously ambitious warboy Nux. With Immortan Joe and his crew hot on her trail and Max simply trying to survive, it's up to Furiosa to protect her cohorts and overthrow their land's evil ruler. While Fury Road is fairly simple in terms of plot, what director Miller and cinematographer John Seale managed to accomplish with their visuals and major action set pieces is truly awe-inspiring. Most of the film could accurately be described as a high-octane car chase with very few pit stops to relieve the tension, and the momentum Miller manages to sustain for a full 2 hours is remarkable. Expect to see tornadoes made of fire and lightning, motorcycles dropping bombs in mid-air, a guitar that shoots flames, and countless other eye-popping bits of spectacle, all filmed in gloriously high-contrast desert vistas that recall not only the Western genre, but also the best of 70s action filmmaking. It's interesting to look at Fury Road in comparison to Avengers Age of Ultron, because while Avengers succeeded by packing each shot with as much kinetic energy and movement as possible, Mad Max pares its technique down moment by moment, with each explosion and each flip of a car carefully orchestrated and executed to create action that flows with a sort of simplistic grace that often gets lost in this age of nonstop cutting and overloading on CGI. Fury Road is also impressive and progressive in that its female characters appropriately take the lead in a story that's all about a mutiny against control and outdated modes of thinking. Though Tom Hardy is excellent as Max, he unexpectedly winds up being a supporting character in his own movie, overshadowed by the vulnerable yet breathtakingly hard-edged and severe performance given by Charlize Theron, who manages to create a broken character that nonetheless convincingly acts as a powerful and formidable leader. Nicholas Hoult is also memorably manic as Nux, and while the movie doesn't necessarily lend itself to deep or elaborate character development, the audience gets such a sense of what Max, Furiosa, and the other women stand to lose in this primal battle of good versus evil solely from the visuals that the overall experience works on both a visceral and an emotional level. While the conclusion of Fury Road feels so final that another film isn't really necessary, another 2 hours spent in any part of Miller's crazy, anarchic, delightfully over-the-top post-apocalyptic world would be more than welcome. That's all for this week in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis.
And that is going to do it for us for this week's LMU Community TV News.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Adam Haley.
And for everyone behind the scenes, I'm Ashley Hurley. We'll see you next week.